Kellen Dunning came in, made some shots. Chase Gold made some shots. I think that really helped us pull it closer.
Impressive for a freshman, certainly as well. Second half, Butler coming out strong. They take the lead. The Zags keeping it close really throughout the entire game.
Yeah, they're a really good team. They're one of the best in the country. I think they can score with some of the best teams in the country, but I think Butler did a good job of defending them and making it tough, and so they can never really pull away even when they did take the lead.
And of course, we're coming down almost to the final steal and shot by Roosevelt Jones. That is just, again.
Yeah, travel by Marlowe there. He thought it was over, you can tell.
And then here we go. The steal. And what a finish there.
Oh my God, that'll never get old.
It was incredible how fast people got up to the court, too.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've done that at Eagle, so I think everyone was moving pretty quickly.
And the win, as you can imagine after the game, left players and coaches pretty speechless. So we're going to take a listen to what they had to say.
I think we can win any game, no matter how much time on the court. As you can see when we play Marquette, when Rodney hit the buzzer beater. So I know no matter how much time on the clock, we win every game.
So electrifying. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I felt like this was like Marquette all over again, with your emotions just going all over the place. First you feeling up because you have the lead, and then they take the lead and you feel a little down, and then you have a chance to win it, and then you get a turnover, and then you feel down again, and then at the same we don't prepare, and now you just, oh my goodness, I'm just lost for words.
I've got a friend in coaching that tells me, for every one of those that goes in, you got some coming. So I guess I've got some coming right now after this year. But unbelievable play by Roosevelt to make a steal. Unbelievable presence of mind to drive it down the court, get it up before the clock ran out. Guys really played hard. I felt like they really crushed us on the interior, to be candid. And you know what? Just physically, that's something that they do really well. Our game plan was to try to take Pangos and Bell and make their field goals worth 2. And a couple of ours were going to be worth 3, and see if we couldn't come up at the end of the game, and we were fortunate to do so.
So, quite the performance by your Butler Bulldogs. What did you think of the game overall last night?
I thought it was a very Butler-like game. They did start out a little slow, but you can never think the game is over with early in the game. Coach Stevens does a good job of just keeping everybody calm and attacking the right way. And, it went back and forth, and no one really could get a big lead. And that's the way that Butler likes to play. They might get down a little bit, but as long as the lead isn't extended, or if it does get extended, just continue to chip away. It resulted in a great win for us.
And they seem to, again, especially in big games like this, you look at IU earlier this year, they seem to, especially in those big marquee matchups, kind of, play that way.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't ever get too high or too low. It's a one-possession game. You have the ball with 1 possession left. You just go out there and do what you've been doing the whole game. And, I think you saw that against Indiana. You saw that, luckily, sort of last night, with 1 possession left, down a 1-possession game, you have the opportunity to win, so you just have to go do it.
Let's talk about that final shot, because it was pretty amazing. When you watched that, what was going through your mind?
Well, I had moved down from the stands to the court, and I had told someone right before I went down, I said, we're going to win this game. And, and when I saw that steal happen and Rose have the ball, I was thinking there's no way that they're going to be able to stop him from getting where he wants to go. And then when the shot went up, as soon as he left his hand, I think everybody in the whole arena knew that ball was going in.
And he's really seemed to make it a name for himself this year. How have you seen him progress?
You know what? I told some people this early on that Roosevelt is one of the toughest kids that I know, and he's also one of the most competitive. He's one of my favorite people that I've ever played with, because I know every time I'm on the court with him, he wants to win. And I know the guys feel like that this year as well. He has made so many big plays all year long, and I think he's going to continue to do that. He's only a sophomore, so he's got a lot more time to do that.
As far as that final shot, did you know kind of how close it was to the buzzer?
I had no clue. As soon as the shot went in, everybody just ran on the court. That's it was over.
Obviously, the Bulldogs playing without their leading scorer, Rodney Clark, who's been out with that severe neck sprain. Certainly going in, that was a concern for a lot of people. But Kellen Dunham stepping into that role pretty well at 14 points, about 50% from three-point range. Chase Gold contributing another 7 points. How impressed were you with the way they were able to make up for Clark's absence?
I think everybody took it from the Colts a couple years back when they said next man up. We talked about that years ago. Gordon Hayward went down. We next man up, and I think it was the same way. Everybody just filled in where they needed to. There wasn't one person that was going to fill in for what Rodney Clark can do. That's very difficult to do. But if we all come together, if the whole team comes together and they can all fill in a little bit at a time, then, it can happen. And they showed that last night.
Butler also playing some real lockdown defense. You're kind of a defensive guy, known for your defense, especially late in the second.